Okay, this is my replica challenge. Uh, Make me a replica and send in as many entries as you want. So there's no limit on entries. You can enter 5 replicas in my challenge if you want to. 7, 10, I don't care. 1, 2, I don't care. Only thing is I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to judge this. Maybe people can give me some ideas. Or maybe I can get multiple judges included. But if you're a judge, you have to sit out for competition because I wouldn't want you to be biased towards your own vehicle. I'm not saying that you would be. But, and the replica doesn't have to be a classic car. It doesn't have to be a muscle car. I've made a replica of a Aston Martin. A 90s or 2000s Aston Martin. I can't remember which one it was. And, just any year, any type of car, SUV, truck, anything, a wagon, a convertible. I don't care. I want to see some replicas in this challenge. That'd be cool. I mean, I know that some people shun making replicas on a game that you're supposed to be creative in your own ways. But every once in a while I get inspired and I make a replica. And the vehicle I'm showing off is, a 1972 Monte Carlo. My dad used to have one. That's all that must have been his favorite car ever because that's really the car that he talks about the most. And I made it for him and, he seemed like he enjoyed it. I don't know. I can't really get my 73-year-old man to be interested in games, but maybe I can get him to help me judge or something like that. I'll be taking to a test track or a racetrack and doing a lap, but it doesn't. There'll be a track winner and then there'll be, an overall winner. There'll be automation winners. I'll put it like that, and a BeamNG winner. Okay, so make sure you understand. Try to come as close as possible. Sometimes you can't find everything on the internet.
Call from 60980.
Sorry about that. That's my phone, and it's probably a telemarketer or something like that. Try to find out what kind of panel material your car has that you're making a replica of. Try to find out what chassis type you have. And like I said, if you don't know, just tell me, hey man, I really don't know. Will you accept this? I'll be yes, or well, I guess if I can't find nothing about it either, then I'll accept it. Whatever chassis material it has. I set the production year 1972, so I ain't getting many options. Whatever year your car was made in, try to set the production year to that. Whatever engine placement you have, or the replica has, the real car, I mean. Front suspension, rear suspension, like I said, I'll make an exception on the front and rear suspension. See, what came on the Monte Carlo was solid axle coils on the front and solid axle coils on the back, or leaf I think actually came on the back. Well, at that ride height, it looks really silly. So if you do like wishbone, front and rear, and lower it to where it looks good, looks right, I'll accept that, even though it didn't come on the car itself. Because that right there looks kind of silly. I know we got to update and everything. I just want to know if the front and rear tires changed somewhat. It looks like rear tires got pushed in somehow. Let's see. Whatever engine came on your car, try to make a replica of that. Which means finding out what type of engine block it is, how many pistons it is, what kind of block material it is. And you can't get exactly right, so come as close as you possibly can on the board and stroke. of whatever engine was put in that car. Dad's was a 454 cubic inch engine, so this may not be exactly right, but it's very close. On a bore and stroke, find out what kind of head and valves you have on a real car. Find out what kind of head material it is. The horsepower doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be exactly right, because it's too hard to get it completely right on the game. I don't know what to say. Come as close as you can on that, or go as far as you want to with it, I guess. I don't know what to tell you about engine stress either. Maybe there's some engine stress on vehicles. Real cars, I don't know. I'll accept it if you have engine stress. I'll accept that. I'll accept the warning lights too, just no red warning lights. But I'll set blue and yellow. Can't remember the horsepower torque on my dad's 72 Monte Carlo. I think I was just trying to come close as I could. Find out what kind of internals you have. I think I'll accept some upgrades as long as you don't go too far with it, And plus I'll accept crate engines too. So if you made like a, let's say you made like a Ford Mustang or something like that, and it came with a 302 cubic inch engine. If you want to put a 460 in there, 460 cubic inch engine, you can. I'll accept that. Some people do engine swaps. Just tell me about everything that you do. That way I don't look at it and I'm confused, or I have to ask you questions. So just look at it. Just let me know what you're doing with your car. You don't really have to get the compression ratio exactly right. You don't have to. Because you really don't know what cam profile means, so you don't have to get the cam profile exactly right. It doesn't tell you exactly what the cam profile is. Find out if you have VVT or not. And you can use a natural aspirated, whatever your replica is that you're making, build according to that. Or turbocharger, if yours requires if yours came with a turbocharger or whatever. I don't think you can get the compressor and turbine size or AR ratio or boost exactly right or intercooler. So do what you want to there. I'll probably regret saying that, I don't know. Find out what kind of carburetors, or not carburetors exactly, but find out what kind of fuel system you have. Like carburetor injection, find out what kind of injection you have, what kind of carburetors you have, how many carburetors or what kind of configuration you have, Find out about your intakes too, do the best you can. Find out what kind of gasoline that your vehicle runs off of. I don't think you can get the ignition time on a fuel mixture exactly right, so just do whatever you want to there. Try to find out what kind of headers you have. How many exhausts you have. Find out what kind of, if you have a catalytic converter, find out what kind of it is. Same thing with the mufflers, it's just to make me a replica. Come as close as you can. See, I used what I know do on like the badging and stuff like that. Even the color, I got it the best I could. See, that looks like a 72 Monte Carlo. I think it does. Close. Look close. It wasn't. It's not a convertible, but I got this like a made it look like it's two-tone like it originally is. You know, try to come close to rims as possible that came on your vehicle, and you know, I got all that back there, and I think it, you know, looks like a replica of a '72 Monte Carlo. You know, try to get the factory color on there too. You know, whatever drive type your vehicle came with, whatever kind of gearbox you have, whatever kind of ratios you have, come as close as you can on like the final gear ratio. I don't even think it's on. Yeah, it's still on here. Final drive. Like on my Dodge Dakota, it's a 355 to 1 on the final drive. And try to space the gearing. You know, I understand if you can't get it exactly right. Find out what kind of differential it is. You know, and distribution and stuff like that. Find out the factory tire size that came on your vehicle and what kind of tires. Well, use any tires if you want to, I guess. But try to find like the factory size. Like on these were, they did something weird in the '70s where they don't have the same tire sizes that they do now. It was like G70 tires, I think it's what they were called. G70, but I looked it up online what it's, you know, equivalent to, which is 215/70/15s. I'll make an exception that if your vehicle handles like a turd, that you can upgrade it, put wider tires on there if you want to. Just let me know. Say, hey man, my vehicle it does nothing but spin out. They'll be like, okay, get it where it don't spin out. Find out what kind of brakes you have. I don't care about brake fade because, you know, it's hard to tell what they did to real cars. Find out what kind of undertrays you have and aerodynamics. Find out how many seats it have, what kind of interior and entertainment it has, infotainment, whatever you want to call it. Find out if it has power steering or not. I guess the only red warning light I would get is like if yours don't have power steering, and it tells you to put power steering on it. So you know, just that, you know, find out what kind of safety you have. Find out what kind of springs. Well, I guess you really can't or can't. So I guess do whatever you want to there on springs and dampeners and sway bars and suspension setup. Really, the thing is, do your best on making a replica. You know, you're probably not going to get the right miles per gallon either. But like I said, do your best and explain to me, you know, things. You know, I'm on Discord. You can send me private messages, and you know, that's it. You know, we can talk back and forth. And I'll put the deadline in the description below.